Hey there everybody, Wisconsin Trapper here. Today we're going to be making some rhubarb jam, and I think it's going to turn out pretty good here. But what you want to get started with, get all your rhubarb, and the finer you can slice it, the better. It'll melt down faster that way. But do all your rhubarb. We'll put it in a big pot. So have everything ready. Have your cans, your lids, everything. Have your lids in the hot, warm water. We're going to put it all in a pot. No need to add any water or anything with it. And I'm actually going to be using red food coloring because once you start boiling it, the rhubarb's actually going to turn brown. So I'm going to use red food coloring and make it look a little pretty. But I will chop these up and we'll come to the next step. Alright, another thing I want to show you was you want to get your canner ready. Most people use a bath canner for about 10 minutes to seal the jars. Me, I use a pressure canner because I do a lot of meat and stuff when I can. But what you want to do is take some white distilled vinegar and you want to put a little bit of that in your bath there, so your jars don't turn white on the outside. That's canning 101. But we're gonna get started next on, we're gonna put some sugar in and we'll take it from there. Alright, we're gonna throw our sugar in. Most people measure their stuff. I usually do mine to taste, so it's the best homemade recipe just to guesstimate. So that looks about good. Alright, now I'm going to add some Sure Gel. It's good for jellies and stuff. I've seen some people, they don't even add that, but me, I do. Some people add oranges or chopped up oranges or even candy orange slices. Me, I'm going to throw a little bit of lemon in there for my sweetness. I do a teaspoon or maybe a little more. And then we're going to bring it up to a boil and I will show you guys what's going to happen next. One thing you want to remember, the rhubarb, it's going to draw the juices out, so you don't need to add no water or you don't need to add anything at all. Alright, I'm going to add in some food coloring right away. Probably maybe a teaspoon, not even. Alright, we're underway. It's starting to heat up pretty good. As you can see, it makes a good liquid, so you don't really need to add any water to it. But I want to keep eye on it. You don't want to burn the bottom of the pan, so you don't have to stir it as constantly right away, but once it starts turning to a thicker paste, you're going to have to stir it up constantly. So when we get to that point, we'll get there. Alright, it came to a boil there. Now I'm just kind of crushing it with my spoon here. The faster you can crush them down, the faster it'll make it. Kind of help it not be chunky anymore. Just keep giving it a stir. I turn down the heat a little bit. I don't want it to boil too much. Alright, it's coming down to a paste now. Most of the chunks are gone. Still smashing a few of them. But at this point, you want to make sure you keep stirring. You don't want to burn the bottom. Just keep stirring it. It'll be jelly in no time. Part where I scooped it into the jars, but I just used like a ladle here. And I just scooped it in the jars. And the bath is warming up. And then my lids are warming up. And what you want to do is take a washcloth, go around the edges of every jar. Wipe it clean, and then put your warm lids on with seals. And then we'll probably can this for about 15 minutes, like I said. And then I will show you the aftermath. And being as I'm using a pressure canner, I'm going to do 15 minutes at 10 pounds of pressure because I'm in Wisconsin. Only if you're in the mountains you want to do 15 pounds of pressure. So lids look like they're ready. Alright, so I got my fancy dancy canning tub here. This is a magnetic, I don't know what the heck they call them, but I'm going to take one lid at a time. Put them on. Sometimes you get some lids that stick because of the magnet. And then I'll put the rings on, we'll can it, and I'll show you the finished product. Alright, got the lid on, pressure canner, and put my 10 pounds of pressure on. We're gonna wait for the top to pop, and then I'll, being as the bath water's warm, when the top pops, I call this the top because it's called a top. When that pops up, I'll probably do 10 minutes after that, and they should be pretty well canned. Alright, with the pressure canner it doesn't take as long. So what I'm going to do is I shut the heat off, and I'm going to take my 10 pounds of pressure off and let the steam come out. I'm actually gonna move it over to this burner because that burner is still a little bit hot. What you want to do is have your towels laid out so you can put your jars on there right away once all the steam's gone out of your pressure canner. It's almost done, just waiting for the top to go back down. See, it's still pretty pressurized, it pops back up. So we'll wait till that pops down. Then you might make sure you have everything prepped to make sure you have everything out right away too. Whenever you're working a canner, especially a pressure canner, make sure when you take the lid off, you pull it away from yourself so the steam comes up away from you and not at your face. Now obviously you're not going to go in and grab the jars without a mitt. So grab your jars, take them out. Put them on your towels. And you're going to wait for the tops to seal. If they don't seal, that's probably a jam you want to use right away and not use for a long-term storage, you know. The FDA and stuff says, you know, 2 years max on canned goods, but I've eaten my grandma's stuff, you know, her canned pickles and stuff, which were over probably 22 years old, and they were just fine. So here's the end product. There's our jelly. I made a couple smaller runs for giving away for samples to people. But thanks for watching. This is the Wisconsin Trapper, signing off.